Hello. Okay, welcome to day 2 of 30 days of live streaming. So today, as promised, I will talk about traumas, how they look like energetically, and how to work on disintegrating them. So it's important for me to mention that the information I'm giving you today is not meant to replace working with, a proper mental health professional because there's so many levels of traumas. And I don't want to make it sound like, oh, I'm going to fix it all in this one little short video for you. This is just to give you a little insight at what it looks like and that it is possible to heal them, to live a full life despite the level of the trauma. Because I think people get lost and they get told that, oh, well, this happened to you, so the rest of your life you're going to deal with this, or you're going to be always this, or people that suffered with your condition or had the level of trauma that you had in childhood are lucky to even have some semblance of a normal life, right? And then this has happened to a friend of mine who was told that, and that can really sideline your whole life. So I just don't want that to be your thought form, right? Your dominant thought about traumas. So going back to traumas, as I mentioned in yesterday's live stream, traumas are a bit different than thought forms. So thought forms are created by you and fed by your persistent thoughts and emotions. Traumas are actually perpetuated by outside parasites, elementals that attach themselves to your chakras, or more specifically, the holes in the webbing of your chakras. So, what can cause these tears? So, traumatic events, right, that evoke such strong emotions and inner conflict that tears occur in your energy centers. Anger is another way that tears occur, like right, those tears in your webbing and in your energy field. And those tears leave an individual open to infestation, right? So you may have heard of people who completely lose control when they're driven to great anger. It's like somebody steps in, another force steps in and controls them, right? They say things, they do things that later on they're like, I can't believe I said that or did that. I was just like somebody stepped in, right? Because somebody actually did. Abusing substances, right? Drugs, alcohol, will also dim the protective light around you and create holes in your energy field and in your chakras. The abuse of alcohol and drugs attracts different elementals, right? So they're like same kind of family, but like different types of elementals. And their primary desire is to continue creating dependency and deepening your addiction, right? Because that's what they feed off of. But we're not talking about those specifically today. So let's go back to the traumas created by painful traumatic events. So, as I said yesterday, this has to be approached carefully and with respect to each individual person, right? So, the people I work with are usually raring to go, right? They're ready, they're ripe, they're aware that something's off, right? That they want to address certain traumas and they want to start chipping away at them, right? So, if you feel that you have some traumas you would like to work through and heal, my first suggestion, right, is to start with asking and working with your own guides and angels, right? Ask them to help you gently allow some of those memories to surface, like those little traumas and seeds of those traumas to float up to the surface so you become aware of them. Also, ask them to make you strong, right? To make you to help you become detached enough to view those traumas as memories as objectively as possible, right? Ask them to fortify you. So to give you the strength to receive these memories, in short, so you don't get overwhelmed, so you don't get re-traumatized, right? And they will know which memories you are ready and ripe to access and heal. So once you do that, right, and this might take a few days, right, and some things you might not be able to access right away. And this is not because if anything, other than the angels and the guides, they want to be respectful and they, to you in your healing process, and they want to nurture you, and they want to only give you what you're ready to receive and heal, right? So don't push it, don't force it, don't effort it. Just allow it to float up naturally. Just be receptive. It might be even good if you're really a person that's constantly needs to be busy, right? Constantly has like thoughts running, to even if you're asking for that help to heal those traumas, even to create or carve out 15 minutes out of the day to meditate, to sort of empty out your mind so they can actually start helping you download that information. So, but once you have it, once you have a specific memory that was the seed of a trauma, or doesn't even have to be the seed. Let's say that like, oh gosh, this was painful for me and affected my behavior later on, right? What I want you to do is to imagine a white screen, right? Hold that memory, imagine a white screen in front of you and see that past event, right? See that past event play out on that white screen, like you're watching a TV. Some people might be more comfortable watching, like creating like a white canvas, right? A blank white canvas. So see it played out like the one moment, right, where that trauma was experienced, and remove yourself for it, right? Like that's already a powerful step, right? To look at it objectively like you're watching a movie. So you're not involved, you're not re-experiencing this. You're watching it like you're watching a drama unfold on a screen. So the key again is to observe the event as an outsider. Now imagine, then when you have it, imagine that you're covering the screen with dark blue paint, right? You just I usually just have my clients, like imagine they have a tub of blue paint and they're dipping their hand or a big paintbrush and they're just covering the whole screen with paint. So not even a patch of white or the scene is left uncovered. And when it's completely covered, you imagine that you're pulling, right? You're very strong now, and you're pulling that screen off the wall, right? And you're crushing it to dust. As you're doing that, imagine, right, that your angels are sitting there or standing there with you, and ask them, invoke them to help you cut the emotional cord, right, between you and the event. Now you need to repeat this at least 2 more times, right? Usually it doesn't get resolved in once, doesn't get resolved in one repetition. What you will notice, right, is as you are repeating this step, that the charge, the link, right, the emotional charge you feel watching this past event lessens every time. Those bonds start to disintegrate. And by the last time you do it, you should be free. You should watch it like, as a person who has transcended to the other side and watching their life review and watching and with their guide or angel by their side going, oh, blah blah blah, look how this happened, and this was a contract you made, and this is something that you overcame, right? That's how I want you to look at it, like, oh goodness, this happened, and one day I'll know the reason why this happened. So please, I'm not able to see, just a little note, I'm not able to see your comments quite yet, right? Soon I'll kind of become a little bit more savvy with this process so I can observe your comments and respond to them as I'm doing the live. But I love that you're here, and I want you to post, I want you to comment, I want you to express your own experiences. So I know, what resonates with you, what you want to hear more of, what you feel like I need more to get into more, delve into more, so you get more information or more help with this, right? So again, this little exercise is not meant to replace the help of working with someone who's professional to help guide you and lead you through these traumas, right? Because again, there's different levels of traumas. There's little mini traumas that you can resolve quickly with an exercise like this. There's like big ones. However, the reason I'm creating this and I'm giving you this information is because, well, number one, I want you to understand that you don't need to spend 30 years like in hardcore therapy or in institutions or suffering, right? That there are ways, relatively simple, to start to dig out and pull out those traumas and free yourself, right? So there's light, right? There's light at the end of that tunnel. And 2, let's see, what was it? Maybe I forgot about 2. Right. Anyway, if I remember, I'll say it tomorrow or in the comments. But basically, that there's hope, right? That you're not stuck, right? And something else I was going to say. I get so excited about talking about this. Yeah. So if you have a request, right? If you have a request that something that you want me to talk about, please do put it in the comments because I do read them. I respond to them. They're important to me. If you're curious about more that I offer, I'm a theta healer. I'm a pranic healer. I'll put my website underneath so you can read some of my blog posts. And again, I love feedback. I'm doing this to give you guys like sort of a window of what my process is in helping my clients work through these blocks for them to kind of live more full, vibrant, rich lives. All right. Thank you. And I will see you tomorrow. Please, same place, same time.